Installing a pool above ground costs much less than installing one in ground. This is because there's no excavation required. You can build an elevated deck around the top to give it an in-ground appearance. Or you can simply climb up a ladder and jump right in. No hole to dig, no underground pipes to install. Just a day or so of on-site prep and assembly, and you can take to your above-ground pool like a duck to water. At the factory, a computer-guided machine cuts vinyl panels for the pool's water-retaining inside surface. The vinyl comes in a wide choice of printed designs. It's tear-resistant, UV-resistant, and is treated with an antifungal coating. The wall panel is rectangular, and the floor panels are curved to fit the pool's perimeter. The wall panels go through a welder that fuses a bead to the top edge. A bead is a flexible U-shaped thermoplastic strip that is used to attach the pool wall to the liner. A hot welding tool slightly melts both the bead and the liner edge, so when they cool and solidify, they're bonded. The liner is ready to be assembled. Workers use a manual welding machine that generates heat with radio frequencies. They overlap the edges of adjoining panels, then fuse them together. After connecting the floor panels to each other, workers complete the liner by joining the wall to the floor. A quality control inspector checks every soldered seam to make sure they're solid. Meanwhile, workers manufacture the pool's structural components. They feed a continuous strip of painted galvanized steel through a roll former. The strip is shaped to a specific profile. A punch press cuts the components to the required length and shape. 4 different structural components are made this way: the pieces that form the top and bottom tracks of the pool, the vertical posts that support the pool wall, and the ledges running along the top of the wall. The wall is also made of painted galvanized steel. A roller impresses a corrugated pattern to give the wall more vertical strength. Then a press punches out openings for the pool's water inlet and filter. After folding each end of the wall over itself to form a strong edge, they punch holes for the bolts that will join the edges. A stamping die progressively shapes strips of galvanized steel into connectors. The connectors join the vertical post to the structure's bottom track and top rail. An injection molder makes the plastic covers that will hide those connectors. Workers then box the liner and structural components for transport to the installation site. On site, they lay crushed stone around the perimeter to support the bottom track under the weight of the water. Next, they unroll the pool wall and place it in the bottom track. They place a vertical post over each bottom connector and secure it with screws. Inside the pool wall, they lay down a base of sand and compact it. Then they lay down landscaping fabric. They cut a hole for a central bottom drain. Then they begin spreading out the liner. They hook the bead over the top edge of the wall, then lock it in place with the top rail. Once the liner is fully attached, they suction out the air to draw it tight against the wall. They seal the liner to the bottom drain. They hide the top rail under the ledge and the connections under plastic caps. They run pipes to connect the filtration system and skimmer. Then, with an ordinary garden hose, they fill the pool with water.